Hello to all the farmers, I hope you're all doing well. Today I have with me the list of transplants and sowings. Let's see what can be grown right now, but let's not just throw together videos. Let's see what I'm transplanting and what I'm growing. Now let's go to the field together. So I'd say let's take a tour of the farm. Let's see bed by bed what I'm going to plant in the next few days. I ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel right away to stay up to date with me. Comment below and leave a like. Farmer, let's grow our vegetable gardens together. What happens to you has happened to me, and together we find the best solution. Subscribe now. Let's start with the good news. In fact, look, after a year of growing them, they're starting to sprout and ripen. The first artichokes were a big experiment. This year, we're going to double the row right there next to it, so we'll make a parallel row. You can go ahead and plant the cauliflowers. Now, for a year, they don't produce. They start producing the second year after, for about 6 or 7 years. The artichoke patch is doing well. The nice thing about the artichoke patch is that we don't have to do much for it. We just give it water and that's it. Also, because later it creates this foliage that allows us to manage weeds really well. In the field over there, we transplanted them, I think about 25 days ago. We have beets, lettuces, onions, fresh garlic, and green beans that are just starting to sprout. Come, I'll show you, but don't look too closely because we still have to clean them with the inter-row cultivator. But you see, we have beets, lettuces, here are the onions. Look, come on, come, I'll show you. We have parsley, which is this, well, lettuces and Swiss chard. Everything is outdoors and the result isn't bad at all. Here I'm starting to notice we have a little bit. The spinach and agretti that we sowed with the cedar about 10 days ago are starting to sprout. Here, these are all things that could be planted right at this moment. Come, let me show you now. What have we done these days? We went to put down the mulching sheets. Will the video come out? Yes, I've been asked before. We've installed several mulching sheets. Come, I'll show you. They're 40x40, so from here to here, it's almost 50 cm because they're 40x40 but staggered. So that means we're about 50 cm apart, more or less. Some of them, though, are.
Monofila, tipo queste.
This one, and these are at 60 centimeters. Now let's go see exactly what we're going to do with them. That's quite a few rows. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means there are 20 beds that are 40 meters long. So you asked me how the tulips did. They didn't do badly. We've already sold almost all of the tulips and you're basically seeing them. A few wilted because we couldn't pick them before a big storm damaged them. I have to say they nearly sprouted.
Tutti non mi è sbucato.
The first row, I can't figure out why they're starting from there, those ones you see. These should be the ranunculus. So this row, now that they should be the buttercups, now it will start as a row of flowers. In the others, we had some failures. I have to be honest, these didn't start or are just starting, I don't know. We need to figure this out. We'll lift the first covers, the part there, because that's where we'll put it. Now, all the calendula, I absolutely have to go and plant the calendula. In the row, I'll also put basil, so one row of basil, the other two. Calendula. We use calendula in various ways. We can use it as an edible flower. We can also use it to make oil infusions for various uses. This year, too, I told you we would experiment a lot with flowers, and we're trying. I've made more mistakes with flowers than things that have gone right. But we've gained a lot of experience, especially with irrigation. Flowers require a lot of water. I had underestimated this a bit. Meanwhile, here we have our lettuces to harvest. They're really beautiful. They needed a little knife, but even the lettuce, just so you know, the other day I was weighing one, about 20 of them, and they were 300 grams, so that's a good lettuce. Of course, we're starting to have some problems. You see it's rotting underneath, but after a bit we'll clean them up. But what lettuce is this? Keep in mind that now it's not morning or afternoon, so they're a bit heavier. And as you can see, we're already starting to harvest. They're attracting a lot of interest, both from our clients and from a number of suppliers. This year, we're working with you again. I also think that the high prices are an issue, and we'll talk about it. We're starting to work again with, let's say, some slightly bigger, stronger distributors who require certain quantities. I mean, just to be clear, they take the whole row. Turn around so I can show you. So the price is definitely very low when they take it, but since they're taking the whole row, it can make sense. Also, because a product like this, so rustic, is hard to find around. Usually they have products that are a bit more standardized. I'll have to get moving, especially with the gentili, which are these, because if we don't act here within 10 days, we'll have the problem that they'll bolt. I can already see a few of them. It's not a good sign. Now, unfortunately, with the lettuce, we're a bit behind schedule. I mean, it's the beginning of April. We plan to plant tomatoes by now, but it's taking longer. We're happy with the lettuce, even if we're running a bit late. The tomatoes, even if we're a little late, it's not a problem because once we plant them now, with the temperature changes in the greenhouse, they'll recover in 15 or 20 days. The temperatures aren't bad, to be honest. Come on, now let's go plant the outdoor beds instead, so let's leave the greenhouse for a moment. Come on, 303, 132, 333, 435, 373, 738. So for the single rows, we have 67 holes. Now let's write it down because every time I forget, 67 holes. Now let's figure out together what to put in. And over here we have, I did the math earlier, it's 200 outside, 200 on the bed, 200 outside. This information is important to me because it lets me calculate the seedlings exactly. I'll show you an example. These here are basically all the varieties that I can make available and a series of crops I can sow. So this is important to me. Why? Because this way we know.
Esattamente quante piantine andare.
Book. Let's do another calculation. Here we have some space. We'll try to plant corn and pumpkins. So corn, let's go naturally. For me, popcorn because it did very well last year, but it's not very productive. But look today, between that guy with the whistle who lost his dog and the alarm, today it's the Wild West anyway, so here we'll plant popcorn, more, 40 pumpkins. Why do I say 40 pumpkins at least in this spot? Because we plant them 1 meter apart. We'll make a central row, we'll dig the holes ourselves, and that's it. Let's see what effect the pumpkin has. Then it'll go over to this side. So here we'll go both vertically and horizontally, and we're ready. So let's start marking it out. We need 40 pumpkins. Now here, if you start from seed, you can already sow the pumpkin now, so put them together. Next to the corn, we have 200 outside. They're 40 centimeters apart. Double row of eggplants. We're going to plant the eggplants, but just to have a bit more. Gentlemen, I'm trying to record, but someone messed up the spacing. Here on the 67 holes this year, we're keeping them a little wider. We're going to plant the zucchinis. So here there are 70 zucchinis, and we're going to do the same on this side. Now, of course, I haven't mentioned it, but we're continuing the row over there too. So that means the row keeps going no matter what. There are another 67 and 67, let's write it down. 67 zucchinis and 67 zucchinis. The same goes for the other rows we have, almost done. Pull down the corn too. Here we do more corn, which I have to tell you, 200 corn and it broke. So here we have another 200 eggplants later. Let's not focus on the variety right now. We'll look at the variety ourselves here. Anyway, we will definitely grow the white eggplant because the white eggplant is a great source of income for us. We work very well with chefs, but our customers are really appreciating it a lot. It's very difficult to keep the white eggplant because it gets marked easily, but it works, and it's a variety mainly from southern Italy. Here in northern Italy, you don't find it that much. So to recap, we have the corn. We're going to plant the seeds. We have 200, 200, 400 eggplants, and we've done them. We have 70 because it would be 67, but we take a few more in case some are defective, and so on. 6, 7, 70 for 428,280. Zucchini that we're definitely going to plant. Then let's see about starting with the tomatoes now, because what's our idea? Here are the crops, let's say the ones more suitable for transplanting. Later we'll do the direct sown crops. This year I also want to try an experiment with carrots. The first year was tough, but we still have time to plant salad greens and do many things. Now we have to go check on the tomatoes. The only doubt I have about the tomatoes is that we have so many stakes. I mean, follow my reasoning. If I can grow 200 tomatoes here, from here to there are already 400. I could make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, 6 rows times 6 rows times 200. That's 1,200 tomato plants plus the indoor ones. Definitely too many tomatoes. Let's see what else we can plant. Right. What I'm missing is cucumber. I definitely need to make a row of cucumbers. So let's write that down. So let's put the cucumbers here for now. We're planting 200 cucumbers. We're planting cucumbers because we don't have any. A row is always nice. We'll see if I can let them spread or not. We'll see. So here we have 200 cucumbers to plant, and the row that goes over there, we'll keep it with 200. Basil, this one is also very interesting because the basil that we grow in open fields, in our experience, lasts for almost the whole season. We harvest it even in October. Here we have 200 basil plants. We've planted pretty much everything. We just need to plant the melons, which we haven't done yet. I don't know why I forgot. So here, could you grow, for example, celery? Celery is a fairly slow crop to grow. You plant it now and you harvest it after about 6 months. It's true that you pick, let's say, the outer stalks to let it get stronger. We don't have a huge demand, and that's also an interesting fact. We need to look at what our customers are asking for the most. It would be interesting to try growing strawberries with this kind of spacing here. You could try it. I think they could turn out in an interesting way. We said we have salad greens, we have the beets, and we're waiting to plant the fennel because we'll put it in a little later. We could try it with leeks. If you want, we can try leeks as well. It's a fairly slow crop. It takes a while before it starts producing. Usually you plant it in April and harvest it around October or November if it's big enough. Now, let's focus on the tomatoes. For us, tomatoes are a crop that brings in a decent income, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Just for now, there's space for 800 tomato plants. Let's start keeping track of that because it becomes an interesting figure. I'll tell you a little about what we're going to plant. Out of these 800 tomato plants, we'll plant about 500 large tomatoes. So that means large tomatoes, which could be slicing tomatoes or sauce tomatoes, the ones we can harvest by mid-August. We start already because they've made their appearance. Maybe we choose determinate ones, which means they stop at a certain height, finish their production, and that's it. Instead, we'll plant the remaining ones, so about 300 small-sized tomatoes, so smaller sizes, considering that we're still working in the greenhouse. The tomatoes could be the ribbed one, also the zebra-striped one, yellow tomato, orange tomato, those that are a bit more special because the greenhouse allows for optimal management. Especially when we have to supply Michelin-starred chefs, we still prefer a product that isn't damaged, maybe by bad weather or anything like that. So the greenhouse becomes very productive for us even in this regard. This sheet, we'll talk about it in the video about mulching. If you're interested, I'll set it up, but you have to tell me if you're interested or not. Write it down here in the comments. It's a paper sheet. I had a hard time laying it down. I wasn't crazy about it. For a number of reasons, but rightly so. If I experiment with it, who else will? Here we're going to plant the melons. We'll do the other crops over there, and here we'll be able to do it. In my opinion, there are about 40 melons. We don't have a huge melon production. I'll explain why, because according to our customers, they go on vacation more or less from the end of July through almost all of August. Usually that's when melon production is at its peak and there are fewer people around. That is, melon production starts to peak around the beginning of July, so we always have melons left over. So we plant fewer of them. I'll have to plant them. We'll probably end up with about 200 plants, which for us is just right to maintain ideal production and not overdo it. We had the same issue with watermelon last year. I had too many and nowhere to put them. It was August and there weren't people around after. It's true that I can keep it going until September, but from experience, in September people come back and they don't really feel like eating that much anymore. Watermelon and melon, even though they're still good because the seasons might be warm, so this year we're going to limit them a bit. Of course, this will be the year when everyone asks me for them. What are we going to grow? This year, we have popcorn, pumpkins, carrots, calendula and radishes, eggplants, zucchini, cucumbers, basil, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, lettuce, Swiss chard, onions, garlic, beets, and artichokes that we will add. In addition, we have spinach and agretti, which free up the soil for me so I can start the cycle again. So, as you can see now, at this moment, for those who want to sow or transplant, there's a lot of work to do. Now, I wanted to look at the bigger picture. Why? Because everyone just tells you, yes, at this time of year you can grow all sorts of things, and they stop there. I'm teaching you how to actually start a vegetable garden, how I manage the field anyway. A farm is basically an expanded garden. It's a garden on a larger scale. Especially a farm like mine that grows more varieties. I think we grow about 100 varieties a year. It's more like a big version of your home garden. I hope this can help you start to understand how to manage it later on. Of course, we will follow each individual vegetable throughout the season, and that's why you should subscribe to the channel so you stay updated. Because when I have a problem or need to do some maintenance or treatment, you will have the exact same problem too. So within 15 days, you'll get an alert about what to do. We grow together, we share tips together, we rejoice together, and we cry together if there's some bad luck. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next video. Bye everyone.